Most people think the government makes and controls all our money. They picture someone in Washington printing cash whenever they feel like it. But that's not how the system works. Once you see what's really going on, a lot of things make sense. You start to understand why prices keep climbing, why debt keeps getting bigger, and why your paycheck feels smaller every year. Here's the real story. The government prints some money, but most of our money doesn't come from the government at all. Most of it is created by banks in a way almost nobody expects. When you take out a loan for a house, a car, or anything else, the bank doesn't reach into a vault and hand you a stack of cash. They simply type numbers into your account. Those numbers become real money the moment they hit your balance. It didn't exist a second earlier. And here's the crazy part. When you pay the loan back, that money disappears. This means the whole system only keeps running if people keep borrowing. If borrowing slows, the economy slows. If borrowing stops, the system gets into trouble very fast. And yes, this is how things really work behind the curtain. This didn't start yesterday. This money system goes back hundreds of years. About 300 years ago, England was out of money after a war. A group of rich bankers said they would help, but only if they could start a new kind of bank. That bank became the Bank of England, the first modern central bank. The idea spread across Europe and eventually reached the United States. In 1913, the U.S. created the Federal Reserve. The Fed isn't run by elected leaders. It's run by people who decide interest rates, how much money banks can use, and how fast money moves through the economy. Their decisions shape your daily life, even though most people don't know their names. You've seen this happen. In 2020, the Fed added trillions of dollars into the system to stop the economy from crashing. Later, inflation shot up. So the Fed raised interest rates very fast, and even by late 2025, rates were still around 3.75 to 4%. One small move at the Fed can make mortgages more expensive, car loans harder to get, and business costs jump overnight. One tiny shift in one office can change the entire country. That's how powerful the system is. The US dollar also plays a huge role around the world. After World War II, most countries used the US dollar for trading. Back then, the dollar was backed by gold. In 1971, President Nixon removed the gold backing. After that, the dollar was supported by trust alone. People believe it has value, so it does. But when the U.S. created a lot of money between 2020 and 2023, some countries didn't like it. They started looking for other options because no one wants to be tied to a system they can't control. The dollar is still the strongest currency, but it's being challenged. Now let's talk about how new money is created today. The government often spends more than it earns. To fill the gap, it sells treasury bonds. When the Federal Reserve buys these bonds, it pays with brand new digital dollars that didn't exist earlier. That money flows into banks, then out into the world. But here's the problem. When new money is created, the value of the old money drops. That drop is called inflation. In 2025, inflation stayed around 3%, which is higher than what the Fed wanted. And since the national debt is more than $38 trillion, the government will keep borrowing, which keeps creating more money, which keeps weakening the value of the dollars you already have. It's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card. It doesn't fix anything. It just moves the problem around. This is why the economy always rises and falls. When interest rates are low, people borrow more, spend more, and the market grows. When interest rates rise, borrowing slows, spending drops, and the market falls. This same pattern happened in the dot-com bubble, 2008 housing crash, 2020 money printing boom, inflation jump in 2022. Different events, same cycle, because the system is built on growth. And every time things grow too fast, they eventually overheat and the economy crashes. So who controls our money? The truth is, there isn't one person in charge. Central banks guide the rules, commercial banks create most of the money, governments borrow and spend it. But the system is so large and so connected that it almost runs itself. It keeps moving because everyone depends on it and because changing it would be almost impossible. So what can you do? You can't control the Federal Reserve. You can't control Congress. You can't stop inflation by yourself. But you can prepare by investing in things that hold value. You can learn how money really works so you're not caught by surprise. In the end, the system controls the money, and we all live inside that system. If this helped you understand the truth a little bit better, make sure to subscribe for more money stories, and I'll see you in the next video.